Typical PCA infusion pumps have a patient pendant with which patients may request a bolus. When patients request a bolus, PCA pumps administer a certain amount of drug to patients according to their prescription. The speed of administration depends on the bolus rate parameter. Here we see a bolus request for a LifeCare PCA pump. And here we see a bolus request for a Baxter PCA pump. Syringe-type PCA infusion pumps have a safety feature in which drug infusion is only processed when a syringe is loaded in the syringe slot correctly. Detecting the syringe-loaded condition can be done through either mechanical mechanisms or sensors. This scenario shows that the syringe-loaded condition is detected through a sensor attached in the syringe slot. When using such a sensor, a software routine should interact with the sensor to deal with the alarm. Typical PCA infusion pumps have a safety feature that detects empty reservoir conditions. Upon detecting an empty reservoir, PCA infusion pumps are supposed to raise an alarm and stop infusion to avoid hazardous conditions such as underinfusion. Detecting empty reservoir conditions can be done through either mechanical mechanisms or sensors. This scenario shows that the empty reservoir condition is detected through a sensor attached in the pump hardware. PCA infusion pumps should provide an intuitive way to interact with patients or caregivers. The user interface is an important part of PCA infusion pump design. Information appearing in the user interface should correctly describe drug administration processes or alarm conditions so that patients and caregivers can take appropriate actions. The video shows an example of a user interface during the process of a bolus. Caregivers or patients go through several steps in order to start drug administration. These steps include dose rate setting, VTBI setting, and entering patient information. The video shows one example of such a workflow. After starting infusion, the PCA pump informs caregivers or patients of alarming conditions such as low or empty reservoir through an audible or visible alarm mechanism.